Hi, I am Heidi Warren. I teach at Chippewa Falls High School, and I wanted to give a tour of my production room, which is used in conjunction with our school store. So, just a quick tour of the room. We have a lot of different equipment in here. So we have a Cricut, we've got a computer I'll talk about in a minute. We have a heat press, lots of apparel that we use for printing on that apparel. Pretty much every cabinet is full of different blank apparel and blank accessories that we can print on. We have a specialty printer, and then we also use this room for overstock for some of our stuff that we sell in the school store as well. And then we have a hat press. So I'd like to just talk about each one of those things and give you an idea of how this room runs for me and my students. So the first thing that every production room needs is a really good computer. And this computer that we use has all of the Adobe products, so we use the whole Adobe suite. We use a lot of Photoshop and a lot of Adobe InDesign, and then Adobe Illustrator if we're going to make our own brand new logos for the school. So you want to make sure that you have a computer with lots of storage and has the full Adobe suite. So when we are using the computer, it kind of speaks to all the other equipment that we have. We do have a Cricut. We have the Cricut Maker. I just got this at Hobby Lobby for about $300. This is really great for cutting out vinyl stickers. You can cut up vinyl heat press products as well, but we pretty much use it to cut out stickers for the school store. The other piece of equipment that we have is over here. So this is our printer. This printer is a specialty white toner printer, so it actually has white ink. It's called an Oki Data 8432, and basically what it does is printing something from the specialty software that comes with the printer. It turns prints into heat transfers. So this printer was about $7,600. It's a very expensive printer, but what it does is it avoids me having to order heat transfers from a separate company. I can print directly here in my production room, and then I can heat press directly to a shirt from these prints. So when I print something out, it goes onto clear heat transfer paper, and then I just put it together with the glue paper and basically turn it into a heat transfer. And all of that is done on our heat press. So once we print it out, we bring it over to the heat press. I have a Stahl's Hottronic Fusion heat press. This heat press, the entire startup kit that I purchased was $2,600. It came with the heat press, the platen covers, and kind of a starter kit with parchment paper, some printing papers to try out, but I have to buy my paper separately, which I do on Amazon. And then it came with some apparel as well. And I got this at the print fundraising website. It's actually the guy who was in DECA when he was in high school, started his own business. But they're also sold directly on Stahl's website, and they're pretty comparable in price either way. So our heat press, what we do with this is, like I said, we make the heat transfer paper into something that can go onto a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, pants, pretty much any textile that you want. And the kids do this right here in-house. So they will make all kinds of apparel right here with our equipment that we have. We don't have to order stuff outside of our own business because we have everything set up here. So that's our heat press. I did purchase the cart separately. It was about $500. It's really useful because it has really good industrial wheels that I can wheel this out to a football game, and I can actually be heat pressing t-shirts at a football game on demand. So I definitely recommend the cart. It's also height adjustable, so it's a really good deal, and the cart is directly from Stahl's as well. So that is what I have here. The brand new thing that I just got is our hat press. So that's the second hat that we got. I literally unboxed it today. So this right here is for heat pressing hats. So we will get embroidered decals and blank hats and be able to press them right here in-house. And this was about $1,200, and it's pretty much all in one, every kind of hat, every kind of decal you could want, and it makes us not have to order embroidered hats from a vendor. So it's a pretty good deal. You can do everything in-house if you have this. So I also got that at Stahl's. This is like their brand new version of it, so I got the best one. So it's really nice. Other things about this room, like I said, we have apparel up here on the wall. So my students had created an organizational strategy for this. And we have pretty much every kind of blank apparel that we need here, from blank t-shirts to long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, crew necks, pretty much everything people could want. We do have some youth stuff as well. And then we do some of our special t-shirts in this little area here. So we've got the really soft t-shirts that I can order blank from one of my vendors. So in terms of vendors, I recommend finding a local apparel vendor that is willing to give you blank apparel. So I'm really lucky that just down the road from us in Eau Claire, we have an apparel vendor who screen prints and embroiders. And he is nice enough to order blank apparel for me. He charges me a little bit more than his cost, which I'm fine with. I've noticed that most apparel companies will not actually sell blank apparel to a school like me. So I have to go through somebody who has an account with them. With my blank apparel, we do a lot of stuff here, but there are still things that I will farm out. So my DECA sweatshirt, for example, when I'm ordering, 60 to 100 of them, I will still get these screen printed by an apparel vendor because it is a lot more time effective to have it screen printed. And sometimes it can be cheaper, especially if it's just a one color print like this one. Whereas my printer prints all the colors of the rainbow and it's really the same price, it's just using your ink. So I kind of give and take there when it comes to what I order and what we make in-house. So some examples of some of the things that we make here in-house. So for example, we have just our regular school crest. So I will print this in-house here and the students will make it, put it on any kind of shirt that somebody would want. We also do, for example, sometimes we will connect with other organizations. So I do DECA, but our FBLA organization will order shirts and things like that through us as well. So that's something that we work on. And then we do a lot of things like prizes for students and staff, giveaways. We work a lot with the district on doing things that they want apparel made and given away to certain people. So that's one thing that we do in here. So getting the students involved is really important. This room, every single bit of the organization is the students' process. So they came up with everything that we have, all of the organization, what's in the shelves, what's on the in the cabinets, it's all the students doing. And then what I do in my class, my retail class, is we have 5 different departments. So we have research and development department, and then they move into the productions department. So after they've researched and figured out what it is that they want to make and sell in the store, their next department rotation is in here. And they will actually buy the apparel, create the prints, make the products with the heat press, and then put them in the store to sell. So everything's kind of a process, and as they go through the 5 departments of our store, they will be able to create, sell, and make everything that we have sold in the store. So it's kind of a neat process that I have. So getting kids involved and getting their designs and their ideas on what should be sold in the store is really kind of the idea. Alright, so now we're inside the Birdcage where you can see where the stuff goes that we made in the production room. So you can see that we have a lot of variety for our apparel. This, for example, is something that we printed in-house with the heat press. So you can tell that in terms of heat press versus screen printing, it is lower quality and it's not going to last as long. But the nice thing about it is you can do pretty much anything you want. Like I could literally put the principal's face on a sweatshirt and it's the same price as putting a decal on. So very inexpensive, and we are able to charge a lot less for these sweatshirts. This sweatshirt, for example, is $15, where a crew neck with a nice decal on it that I would get from a vendor, this one's gonna be $50. So we're able to charge the good prices for this kind of stuff, whereas we go a lot cheaper for our heat pressed stuff. So I get a lot of things still from outside vendors. So for example, this is screen printed from an outside vendor, same with this. But we will do, for example, on these jerseys that we purchased from a vendor, we will put names on the back here in-house. So that's another thing that you can do specialty, is put names on the back or numbers or something like that for people that you can do with your heat press. So again, this is heat pressed here in-house. This is purchased. All of our embroidery, so any hats that we have embroidered right now are purchased from a apparel vendor. However, our plan is to now, with our new heat press, this is embroidered on, but now we'll be able to heat press the embroidered patch. So we buy blank hats, embroidered patches, and we heat press them on. So now we're gonna be able to do that here in-house. So it gives the students some production skills, it gives them some design options, the ability to create, to have fun with different things that you might not normally be able to do because it's very expensive to get from a vendor just one thing. So it gives us a lot of flexibility so we can have the huge variety of products in our store that you might not normally be able to get. So this is our store.